Hello students, your instructor here, John Manila with another screencast. This one part of the sans serif group number 1, and this is Futura. Now there are a number of different weights, it gets lighter and heavier, the number of different widths. There is a very condensed versions and very, normal width versions. Well, let's just look at this one, Futura medium. This is really the essence of the typeface. If you look in here, one of the first things you notice is how sharp it is. The A comes a very sharp peak right there. And it's quite a wide letter. The B, pretty normal. The C, it cuts off perfect verticals. Alright. The G, again, very round, based on a circle, and that's what Futura really is about. It's based on strict geometry. So it doesn't have some of the graces that other typefaces have, where they account for that, like Helvetica, for example, where, it kind of smooths things out a little bit. This is very geometric, and unabashedly so. So the R, notice it's straight stem up, bowl, very round, and then the leg is at a sharp angle and it kicks all the way back to the stem. So almost like you would write a capital R. That's how the R in here looks. The Q, very innocent round O, and then that part of the Q is just like a dagger, right? It's chiseled off in the baseline, the exact same horizontal chisel on the top of it. The M, much like the A, very wide, it's cantered out, it's pointy up top. The N also pointy at top and bottom, so it's forcing itself to stay within a strict geometry. It doesn't soften the blow, it doesn't square things off when it gets there to the baseline or to the cap height. It just goes, notice the W, almost like the M, upside down. The Z has, again, very sharp points. If you look in the lowercase letters, notice how round everything is. The E, the A, not a double story A, it's a traditional A. The G, again, not double story with a loop, it's just a normal bowl with a curved descender on it. The P and the Q. The J, interestingly enough, it has a descender, it dips below the baseline, but it has no curve to its descender, it's just straight down with a dot. I don't particularly like the J, I think it looks too much like an I, but that's the way the typeface is. The T, look at how straightforward the T is, it's straight up and a little crossbar. There's no finial on the bottom, it doesn't angle up top, it's not chiseled, the crossbar isn't long, it's just boom, boom. That's how you do that. X, very straightforward, very dagger-like. As you go on here, the numbers, look at the 2, it curves all the way down. Not like Universe, where it kind of curves as slightest interruption, it goes down there, this goes down there, boom, and it goes all the way to a point. So it's even more aggressive of a 2 curve than Universe is. The 4, again, very pointy, all the way there. The 5 even has a point right there, which you don't always see. The 6 and the 9 are almost exact inverses of each other, which is nice. They go to angle instead of, straightening out. Everything is just very angular throughout. So that is looking at Futura really close. Let's look at Futura in use. So the number one use people think of Futura is Volkswagen. You can see here, Volkswagen's used Futura forever. So they have, very obviously Futura, the round E and the round O, the very narrow L. That's how it goes. And this is really small to see, but all the body text here actually is in Futura as well. What's really great about Volkswagen is that they've used Futura for a long time. They still continue to use it this day. I think now they have a customized version of itself, but still they use it in their DOS Auto campaign. Again, a round single story A. The U that has no foot serif on it. The T that's very straightforward. The O is round. Look at how wide the A is. Now there's A, doesn't go to a point, but everything else about it still says Futura, right? The period is round instead of square. Another historic example, Barbara Kruger, she did a lot of art prints, and it was all about kind of a commentary on the world, and she used Futura bold italic, and it just very immediate, it's very frontal, especially when you set it in white against that red, against the stark black photography. It's very kind of pop art inspired, and it just communicates so rapidly. It says a lot about consumerism. Here's another typeface. Now this is a bolder and condensed version of Futura, but you can see it still very much is Futura. There's no foot serif on the G, it's very round. Look at how sharp the Z is, top and bottom. The R, the leg kicks all the way back to the stem. The A flattens out, but only because of how thick it is. That's how the S and the C chop off at verticals.